Hey guys, it's RodimusPrimal. I am back in another video, and today I am going to be talking about the Masters of the Universe Revelation Part 1 trailer drop. And a lot of people have sent me some of the leaked footage about it, and people are, kind of got their strong opinions on it. And I am going to give you guys an honest look at the trailer and let you guys know what I think. And I'm still going to let you guys know whether or not I intend to watch this show. So without further ado, let's sit back, relax, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and let's transform and roll out. Okay, so I have the trailer up here, and I've watched it a few times, really trying to pinpoint out certain aspects of it as I've been watching it. And there are quite a few moments where, I'm sitting there, I paused it and I'm like, okay, so they're doing this. Okay, so they're doing that. It looks like they're going in this particular direction. And I know in my last video, we had done a live stream and we had talked about Kevin Smith's lies, where he kind of was like, says he was a He-Man fan, kind of got the dates all screwed up. But then 10 years ago, or around 10 years ago, people are like, oh, he really never actually was a He-Man fan. And it's kind of like, well, if you're giving us that lie, then you're selling us short. And I'm kind of like, something, I want to give him the benefit of the doubt to a degree, because at the end of the day, I still intend to watch this show. I still intend to give you guys an honest review. And there are a lot of people out on the internet who are giving a lot of negative opinions, and they're all like, this show is going to be horrible. It's going to be filled with all of this stuff. And I'm like, it could be, and I hope that it's not. But at the same time, I hope that it's a good story that gets everybody excited about it. Because at the end of the day, before I even get into the tidbits of the trailer, this is something that I want to make a statement on. Here is something about this show, that why it's important to He-Man fans. This show is being sold as a continuation of the 1983-1984 He-Man and the Masters of the Universe Filmation cartoon. Yes, it is incorporating lore from the mini-comics. Yes, it's incorporating lore from the Masters of the Universe Classics toy line, which took inspiration from the 2002 show. It is taking all of that into consideration as it's merging some of the things within the universe in order to make a continuation. Kevin Smith's actual words were, this is a spiritual sequel series, was his exact wordage, but it's being sold as, where the original show left off. Where the original show left off is that things were still status quo because they were going into the next show, which was She-Ra and the Princess of Power. She-Ra, Princess of Power. So they were going into that. And it was 2 seasons of that show with, a Secret of the Sword movie that kind of gave you the origin of She-Ra, with He-Man being his twin brother. And then, of course, we also got the He-Man and She-Ra Christmas special because, well, lo and behold, He-Man's and She-Ra's mother is an Earthling, an astronaut from Earth, and she married King Randor. So there is that whole crossover with that, and that was a fun story. And the show, the thing about a lot of us who grew up watching He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, not just myself, but people of all different, backgrounds, grew up and were fans of He-Man. Right? So they want this show. They're the ones who have been longtime fans. I myself am more of a passive fan, but I really love He-Man. I have the original show on DVD, and watching it and enjoying it once again, and I'm able to share it with my kids, which is also a fun thing too. I want this show to be good. I really want the show to be good. I want it to respect the lore, respect the source material. That is one of the most important aspects of any continuation of a show, is you must respect the source material. And if this is being sold as a sequel, then the fans of the original have more rights than the people who have never seen a He-Man cartoon to want to come to the defense of their favorite property. I am a staunch defender of Generation 1 Transformers, and I'm a big lover and supporter of Beast Wars. And I'm excited about Kingdom, and you'll see that when I talk about it on my main channel, is that, yeah, I know this is a different universe, but this is being sold specifically as a continuation, and therefore it has to fit in line with that. That being said, the trailers are kind of giving me Final Fantasy VI vibes. In that, and Final Fantasy VI, and I talked about this in my last video, was that Celeste was all alone on an island, and she had to get the band back together, get everybody back together, because she wasn't the main character up till that point, but she became the main character, but it still was an ensemble cast, and once you got the band back together, you had to stop the main evil, which was Kefka. And I think they're doing that similarly with Masters of the Universe Revelation in this particular trailer. So let's get into it. Let's break it down a little bit. I'll turn the volume up so we can kind of like listen a little bit. And what you basically see and hear is, okay, there's a bunch of pre-Eternia stuff. This is all early He-Man, like the early Eternia, and talks about the universe as it is. You know, all the magic is gone. Okay, so people are dying, right? So people are, something is happening. The world is basically becoming like Mad Max in that, you don't have a lot of life. You don't have a lot of growth. All right, so Eternia, something bad happened. So here we have the moment where Teela must have figured out that Adam is He-Man. So what does she do? She throws her tiara on the ground, and she's angry and upset. And you know something? I like this look on Teela. This, yes, she's kind of angry. She's drawn a little weird, in the proportions, me being a little bit of a nitpick as far as the art is concerned, but actually looking at Teela in particular here, I like the idea of her having the long hair down. She's finally, throwing the tiara down because she's walking away from, being her next step, and she walks away from the castle. So now we get this next scene, and you have Stinkor, right? And Stinkor seems like they're trying to gather these magic, gauntlets or whatever they are. And this is clearly Teela underneath this mask, and she's fighting Stinkor, which Stinkor has never seen anything within the show. And so we're getting a lot more of Teela. Now, this is where we see Teela with the short hair. I don't like this look on Teela. I don't like the short hair. My wife, I will say, she actually did the short hair cut like this for a short stint, and I kind of told her, really don't care for it. I don't like I don't like the look. I know some people can pull it off really well, and some people can't. I don't like Teela with this look. I just don't. He-Man looks awesome, right? He-Man looks exactly what I would expect He-Man to look like. Yes, they've changed the emblem on his chest into the more battle armor H instead of the old style, Iron Cross. They're making that change. It is their own choice on that. We see He-Man has to make this decision to do something to stop the evil that is coming, here. And here we have the forces of Skeletor, a bunch of different, Skeletor goons along with robots, because yes, Skeletor had an army, and they've all launched an army against Teela there. Now, taking a look at Triclops, if you're not familiar with I've seen the clip of Triclops, he has a cult of technology, which I think the cult of technology is what I am taking the gander, and this is just a guess, that maybe Teela joins it or kind of sees the evil that Triclops is doing and has to put a stop to him. Now, this clip right here, a lot of people have been showing pictures of it, of who these people are. What you have here is Adam. You have the original bearer of the power sword, who is Hero. I've done a little bit of research. Again, I am not as well versed in Masters of the Universe lore as some people are, but I am familiar with enough that I don't know that this is the original Hero, not the Hero that is the son of Adam and Teela. We have, I think this is Vicor, who is from the Masters of the Universe classics, and then you have King Grayskull. And these three people are the direct ancestors of Adam. Adam is supposed to be the one who can transform into He-Man based upon their power. And they are the direct lineage to Adam. Take that as you will, but that's whom these folks are. So the Sword of Power is destroyed. So what happens is that the Sword of Power gets split in two. This is something that the original toy line could do. The original toy line can actually split the sword into two pieces. And that being said, you know, here it shows He-Man actually does this. I think this is going to happen in front of Teela. He is going to transform back into Adam, and that's when she finds out. And she's not happy about it. She goes off on her own, and that's where she, like, you know, feels betrayed because, you know, she always saw this. You know, she was the one who was, you know, in love with with He-Man, but she had a rivalry with Adam, but she never knew that they were one and the same person. And it's a secret that she was eventually supposed to find out because she's also the daughter of the Sorceress of Grayskull, and she's supposed to become the next sorceress. But she's all about technology, very much like Triclops. So it kind of leads you into that where her story is supposed to go. Adam needs to become He-Man again. So what's going to happen here is that he's going to lose the power. And, you know, now without magic, Eternia is dying. So here you have, you know, there's Snake Mountain, but what you saw there in the clip was Duncan, who is older, man-at-arms. But I think what's going to end up happening is that King Randor is going to die. That's just my theory. I think he is going to die in it. And then you have, of course, you know, Beastman and Triclops don't see eye to eye, so he is going to join the forces of good. So what you have quite literally here is some people who used to be working for Skeletor. Something must have happened why they are on the force of good and why they're joining, you know, Grayskull, not Grayskull. They are joining the forces with Teela and Adam. I'm hoping that Teela might know the secret, but Teela doesn't let Adam's secret out to the villains, because that's something that doesn't need to get out to everybody else. And we have the character of Andra. Andra looked a little bit different in the original mini comics, but she's not a character who has had any storyline. So for her, I like the idea of including a brand new character to the mythos that works within the cartoon that has never had an animated appearance before. So I like the idea of adding her character. I like Evil Lynn's long hair in a sense that she had short hair originally. Maybe it grew out, but Teela cut her hair. I don't like the haircut. Again, I don't care for the haircut. The battle armor doesn't look bad here. Teela is jacked. Again, she's more based upon technology and fighting. So maybe she gained a little bit of muscles, but I don't like the way she's drawn. Kind of looks a little bit weird. And again, I don't like the armor, but I'm all right with it for the idea that she goes off on her own and goes through this change, but eventually comes back to whom she's supposed to be, and that is to become the next sorceress, to gain a little bit more magic, and then grows closer to Adam, which I'll get into a little bit later as the story progresses. So here they see them fighting. They're fighting, Trapjaw, and now you have, Eternia can die, and now is the evil He-Man. Is it really evil He-Man? No, it's clearly Faker. This is obviously going to be Faker, so Teela is going to face off against the evil Faker. If she's falling down a pit, if we remember the original Masters of the Universe cartoon, the episode that had Faker in it, the evil He-Man was down in a pit. So that was the Disney death that Faker faced off against, but he was a robot. So I think this is Faker that is fighting, Teela here, and yet she becomes overpowered. She's friends with Andra, which is kind of cool. I think this is an older sorceress, or it could be somebody else. I don't know. I'm just, throwing some ideas of what it could be. And now we're going to see some more action, which is great. We're going to see classic He-Man, classic, Duncan. This looks cool. Seeing Roboto in action. Awesome. Whiplash, the kick that I really scrutinized last time. I'm going to try and see if I can kind of slow this down a bit so that we have an idea of this animation. So check out this animation cell. Again, throwing it back a couple of seconds, trying to really pause it, which, comes down, he does his thing, and watch this, the kick. Look at his facial reaction. And then look at the same facial reaction, same exact face. He doesn't like get hit and go, ugh! Like it should be like a, kind of it's a wireframe animation. It's very sloppy. It still doesn't look that good animated when you're watching it from a scrutinization of animation. But I like the update to her outfit. I'm okay with it. I wish it was a little bit more classic styled, but it does look decent. It's just that I don't know what's going on here with Whiplash, why he was drawn that way. Now, again, not a fan of the outfit. Not a fan of the outfit. I don't mind her in action. In motion, she looks okay. All right. Again, she's, a well-trained warrior. She's always been a well-trained warrior. The original show, she was a well-trained warrior. Just not a fan of the haircut, not a fan of the outfit. But she is kicking a lot of face in, which is cool. Now this here, we get to see Skeletor transform from Spikor. I watched this trailer one of the earlier times I saw it. I was like, okay, all right, I guess this is more of a disguise of Skeletor. All right, I'm kind of cool with that. And then the laugh that still sounds like the Joker. Even Mark Hamill is really trying to not do the Joker's laugh. It's kind of hard because it's a hard voice to break, but I guess it works. The final battle between He-Man. There's Evelyn and Orko. They're facing off against giants. I like the idea of more giants. I'm hoping that Grenemir shows up in the new series. I would like to see him because he is an ancient dragon. Huge, giant dragon. Would be awesome if he showed up in the show. Of course, Skeletor getting his face kicked in, which is great. Seeing a little bit more classic He-Man there. Scareglow in action. And there it is, the repeat of Teela doing the arm-jacked thing, tossing Adam around. All right, I'm all right with that. That's okay. Teela, I guess she's gaining powers? What? Or maybe this is sorceress powers that she's gaining. All right, I can be down with that. Skeletor facing Mossman? Oh, kind of cool. Very cool. Kind of see Mossman there. Very cool. There's Fisto and Clamchamp. We've kind of talked about them before. First time seeing Clamchamp. Very happy to see Clamchamp in action, along with Fisto as well. And we're seeing a lot more of the Palace Guard. I'm guessing that a lot of the Palace Guard are going to die. I'm hoping that these two characters don't die. We don't see many of the other Masters. We don't see Stratos. We don't see Ram Man. We don't see... who else? Like there's, Cyclone. We don't see a lot of the other Masters in action here and that we've seen, but how we have seen these two. So I'm wondering where they might be in relation to the other heroes. This is something that I had talked about before. I think Teela is going to grow feelings again for Adam, even after finding out the secret, like they're supposed to. Hoping that's the case. It's a storyline that has already been told. It's a storyline that many of us who have grown up watching the original show wanted to see, that they alluded to in the original show, and I'm hoping that still happens. A lot of people don't like what Adam looks like. I've seen people complain about Adam. I'm on the fence about, his design. Teela's design I don't care for, but I'm all right with understanding that she goes through a change. Maybe she grows back into the role that she is supposed to play and gains her magical powers that she's supposed to have as the next in line for Sorceress of Grayskull. That would be cool. And now he transforms into He-Man in a very Sailor Moon-esque transformation. A lot of people have made mention about that it's very Sailor Moon-esque. I'm hoping that this show is good. I still am holding out hope that the show is good. I'm hoping it doesn't stink. I know a lot of people have their big time complaints about it, but I'm still excited to see it. I'm still going to watch this show. I am a fan of the original He-Man, and both trailers did get me excited. I am being very, very, very critical about certain things, but I am willing to overlook them if the story is good, if the show is, the show is good. It doesn't make me feel like that me being an old-time fan is being beat over the head by people who don't like the original show, who don't care for the original lore. I don't want to, as an older fan, to be told that the shows that I like, when they're making a sequel, that if it's bad, that I don't have the right to say that it's bad. This is supposed to be made for fans of the original, that yes, that new fans can come in and watch too. You are allowed a seat at the table, and you're allowed to watch the show too. But we want to make sure that the older time fans want to make sure that the show is still good, or, considering that we had 130 episodes of the original show. But I want to know what you guys think. Are you excited about the new show? Are you upset about the new show? Are you dismissing everything that everybody has said? Or are you like, I never saw He-Man, but this looks good and I will watch it. I'm hoping that it's good too. Of course, leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Be sure to thumbs up this video and subscribe. Check out my other videos as well. I have more coming down the pipeline on this channel, talking about He-Man, Godzilla, Ninja Turtles, and you can also check out my main channel where I talk Transformers as well. So of course, stay tuned for all that. And as always, guys, until next time, till all are one.